KLT. Follow me, I am the leader. Stepping on them like I'm coming for freedom. Marching on them for them starving, tell me who gon' feed them. They won't walk over X when you need them. Black Panther, no Disney movie. We gon' walk them down with them eagles. Free them. They say what they like it's flattery. I speak the truth in this prophecy. Stay strapped with that sword and the hide to be. Like Moses, son, solo, come follow me. Long way from that store where them dollars be. I had that roll and no total, no bother me. Sitting at the top, no monopoly. I ain't the one coming follow me. Running the game so long, need a breather. Stress on my back, let they beat them. Gotta stay strong, you must finish my freedom. Gotta stay young, let that switch up that light when they see me. I'm the red in the game, so you better take it easy. Stepping on my toes, show them really wanna see me. They hear that they gone Houdini. Trying to make me seem rubbing on my neck, I'm pop out like a genius. Still my grind, you know we break. Running it back and I call it a replay. I wanted it back, they on my back. Still wanna follow best friend, what we say. Let me give all praise to the Heavenly Father. It's gonna be a short one, not too long. That's what we first need to understand. We go to Genesis 1 and 31. Yahweh saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the sixth day. You understand? And he behold, it was very good. Go to Proverbs 6. Go to 16. These 6 things doth Yahweh hate. Yes, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, and a heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that sows discord among brethren. So we see what he hates, family. And we know when he created things, it was very good to him. So when he created Adam, he created man upon this earth. He didn't put these things in his heart to do, family. That's what we need to understand. Psalms 97 and 10. Ye that love Yahweh hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. So we see hate, we see evil as opposition to him. We're going to get to the wheat and the tares. This is just leading up to something. The fear of Yahweh was to hate evil, pride and arrogancy, and the evil way. And the forward mouth do I hate. You got to remember. And Yahweh saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And we see what he is against. We go to 1 John 1 and 5. This is then the message which we have heard of him, and declare to you that Yahweh is light, and in him is no darkness at all. That's what they need to understand. For those that want to say he is Satan and God at the same time, got a problem. Because there's no darkness in him at all. John 3 and 20. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. So we know evil is opposition to the light, opposition to the Father. He is against it. And those that do it, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we need to understand against principalities, against powers. But we need to understand against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. We need to understand what's causing this discord among men. What giving us these thoughts, family? Because we know there's physical beings that did exist and do exist, and spirits, family. Go to Samuel, chapter 28. We'll start at 3. Now Samuel was dead, and all Israel had lamented him and buried him in Ramah, even his own city. And Saul had put away those that had familiar spirits and the wizards out of the land. And the Philistines gathered themselves together and came and pitched in Shunem. And Saul gathered all Israel together, and they pitched in Gilboa. And when Saul saw that the host of the Philistines, he was afraid, and his heart greatly trembled. And when Saul inquired of Yahweh, Yahweh answered him not, neither by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets. So see, he answered not Saul. When Saul inquired of him, not by dreams, nor by Urim, nor by prophets. Then Saul said unto his servant, seek me a woman that hath a familiar spirit. Now we see in verse 3, Saul put away those that had familiar spirits and wizards out of the land. But when he required of Yahweh, and he answered him not by dreams, Urim, nor prophets, he decided to send his servants to seek me a woman to seek him a woman that has a familiar spirit. He said, that I may go to her and inquire of her. And his servant said to him, behold, there is a woman that hath a familiar spirit in Endor. And Saul disguised himself and put on other raiment, and he went in unto men with him. And they came to the woman by night, and he said, I pray thee, divine unto me by the familiar spirit, and bring him up, whom I shall name unto you. And when the woman said unto him, behold, thou knowest that what Saul hath done, how he had cut off those that have familiar spirits, and the wizards out of the land. Wherefore then layest you a snare for my life, to cause me to die. And Saul swore to her by Yahweh, saying, as Yahweh liveth, there shall no punishment happen to you for this thing. Then said the woman, who shall I bring up unto you? And he said, bring me up Samuel. So he wanted to bring him from the dead. And when the woman saw Samuel, she cried with a loud voice. And the woman spake to Saul, saying, why hath you deceived me? For you are Saul. Because Saul disguised himself. And the king said unto her, be not afraid, for what sawest you? And the woman said unto Saul, I saw gods ascending out of the earth. That's the key point. She's told him, I saw gods. This is what it is. Ascending out of the earth. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up, and he is covered with a mantle. And Saul perceived that it was Samuel. And he stooped with his face to the ground and bowed himself. We need to understand she saw gods ascending out of the earth. And Saul saying he perceived that it was Samuel, who she's speaking of, one of them. That's the spirits that they're dealing with, family, that she brought up out of the earth, when she's not supposed to do those things. But Saul inquired of her. We go to Acts 16:16. And it came to pass as we went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with a spirit of divination met with us, which brought her masters much gain by soothsaying. The same followed Paul and us and cried, saying, these men are the servants of the Most High, Yahweh, which show unto us the way of salvation. As this did she many days. But Paul, being grieved, turned and said to the spirit, I command thee in the name of Mashiach Yahweh Shai to come out of her. And he came out the same hour. He said, come out of her. And then he said, and he came out the same hour. So that spirit, he called it a he, and it came out of her the same hour. And when her master saw that the hope of their gains was gone, They caught Paul and Silas and drew them into the marketplace unto the rulers, and brought them to the magistrates, saying, These men, being Jews, do exceedingly trouble our city, and teach customs which are not lawful for us to receive, neither to observe, being Romans. And the multitude rose up together against him, and the magistrates went off their clothes, and commanded them to be beaten, to beat them. Now we see they cast a wicked spirit out of this woman. And her masters, they saw that their hope of their gains was gone. How they was getting these riches and getting over on people. And gaining treasures. By conjuring up spirits to try to win wars and fights and seek things out. They hated that. 1 John 4:1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of Yahweh. See, there's a reason for this. So this is letting us know there are spirits that are not of Yahweh. Because many false prophets are going out into this world. So as we see, we're not supposed to believe every spirit, but try the spirit, whether they are of Yahweh. So we know there are other spirits that are not of Yahweh, that were created. Spirits of darkness that they conjure up. Second Peter 2:4. For if Yahweh spared not the angels that sinned, so he spared not the angels that sinned. What you think he gonna do to man? We're in the image of God. He spared not the angels that sinned. So we see angels sin. But cast them down into hell and delivered them into the chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. We need to know that these divinations and these wizards, they be conjuring up, calling on these spirits that are chained up too. And they call on the spirits that are darkness, spirits that destroy themselves in their lives and become darkness. They conjure up the spirits also. And they try to bring back the dead, even if those were good, that they are not supposed to. One second. Matthew 21. Hear not. Oh, no, we got to go back. Matthew 13. We're going to start at 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, The kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, is not thou sow good seed in your field? From whence then hath it tares? They say, grow good seed in your field. As we know, we go back to Genesis. And Yahweh saw everything that he made. And behold, it was very good. He sowed good seed, family. So the servants of the household came and said unto him, Sir, does not thou sow good seed in your field? From where then hath it tares? Like where the tares came from? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Will you then that we go and gather them up? But he said, No, lest while you gather up the tares, you root up also the wheat with them. Let both grow together until the harvest. So this people need to understand this is what's going on. Good people growing up around wicked people. But we see why. Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, pay attention to that. In the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather you together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn. We'll go to Matthew 21. Here another parable. There was a certain householder which planted a vineyard and hedged it round about, and digged a winepress in it, and built a tower, and let it out to husbandmen, and went into a far country. It was Yahweh did. He went, lent it out to husbandmen, and went out into a far country. And when the time of the fruit drew near, he sent his servants to the husbandmen. So Yahweh sent his servants unto the husbandmen. He sent angels, he sent prophets, that they might receive the fruits of it. And the husbandman took his servants and beat one. Hold on, go back. And when the time of fruit drew near, he sent his servants. So he sent his servants, angels and prophets, to the husbandmen, that they might receive the fruit of it. And the husbandman took his servants and beat one, and killed another, and stoned another. Again, he sent other servants, more than the first. So these are the prophets now he's sending, the servants. So the angels came to the prophets. So he sent the servants out, the husbandman. So we see the prophets went out to the husbandman. Again, he sent other servants more than the first, and they did unto them likewise. But the last of all, he sent unto them his son. So we get to Yahushua, a parable, saying, they will reverence my son. Did you know someone that own land and property, big time? You know how it goes in the farming world or business world. Put the son the head of the company, because they ain't reverencing the other worker, the manager, they boss. Send the son, oh, they gonna pay attention to the son because this is the man's son who owns this place. They will reverence my son. But when the husbandmen saw the son, they said among themselves, this is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and let us seize on his inheritance. And we are also the sons. But it's speaking of Yahushua and Israel. Because this is what they did to Yahushua. And the inheritance goes to us. Because Yahushua is Yasharal. We are Yasharal. And they called him and cast him out of the vineyard and slew him. And when the Adon, therefore, of the vineyard coming, what will he do unto those husbandmen? They said to him, he will miserably destroy those wicked men, and will let out his vineyard unto other husbandmen, which shall render him the fruits in their season. Yahushua said unto them, did you never read in the scriptures, the stone which the builders reject, the same has become the head of the corner. This is Yahweh's doing, and it is marvelous in his eyes. We'll read a couple more scriptures. We like to go to Job, family. Go to Job. We need to understand who came and corrupted this vineyard. Now there was a day when the sons of Yahweh came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them. So we know he's not dwelling on earth where he's going to present themselves at. They came to him to present themselves. And Yahweh said unto Satan, where you came from? And Satan answered Yahweh and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. So we see where he's been going and where he's been at. He's been going to and fro in the earth, which is a representation of that husbandman that wanted to kill the prophets and the servants. And Yahweh said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth? A perfect and upright man, one that feareth Yahweh and hateth evil. And Satan answered Yahweh and said, does Job fear you for nothing? Has not you made a hedge? Pay attention. Has not you made a hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he hath on every side? You have blessed the work of his hands, and his substance increase in the land. But put forth thine hand now. Put forth your hand now, and touch all he got, and he will curse you to your face. Now we go back up and we see in verse 10. Has not that you made a hedge about him and about all his house and about all that he had on every side? We'll go back. One second. Okay. Verse 10. Has not thou made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? We go back to Matthew. Here another parable. There was a certain man, a certain householder, which planted a vineyard and hedged it round about. You see this? And hedged it round about, and digged a winepress in it, and built a tower, and let it out to husbandmen. Has not thou made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and will curse thee to your face. Yahweh said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in your power. Only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from his presence of Yahweh. So we see who was over this vineyard in the beginning, family. When he left into a far country, Satan was over this vineyard, family. And there's a hierarchy over him, which Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, the seven of Yahweh. But we see this is one of them that was over this vineyard with Satan, because we also had Michael and Gabriel, and the other the seven of Yahweh that was over this vineyard. But we see Satan is one of them that was over this vineyard, family. Jude 1 and 9. Yet Michael the archangel would continue with the devil. He disputed about the body of Moses. Durst not bringing against him a railing accusation, but said, Yahweh will rebuke you. Because Satan was over this vineyard, sowing wicked seed in the hearts of men. We go back to Matthew 13. 35. That it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter things which have been kept secret from the foundations of the world. Yahweh sent the multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. He answered and said unto them, He that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man. The field is the world, the good seed are the children of the kingdom. But the tares are the children of the wicked one. The enemy that sold them is the devil. See, he telling you already. The enemy that sold them is the devil. Pay attention. The harvest is the end of the world. The harvest is the end of the world. And the reapers are the angels. As therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire, so shall it be in the end of this world. The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity, and shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth. Then shall the righteous shine forth as the sun in the kingdom of their Father. Who hath ears to hear, let him hear. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath, and buyeth that field. So we know the devil is the one that sowed these tares in the field. It's everything that Yahweh made, and behold, it was very good. Yahweh hated evil, a proud look, lying tongues, hands that shed innocent blood. He didn't sow that seed in the man's heart. We find out Satan did, which is a title, but we know he's of one of the fallen angels is what they call him. By my definition, extraterrestrial. I am the true vine. It's John 15:1. My Father is the husbandman. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purges it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Now you are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Read that again. Now you are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me, and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine, no more can you, except you abide in me. This is the Son that came. We are the sons also, but this is the Son that came, bringing the truth, sowing the good seed, and pass the torch unto us to continue it. And we see what happened to him and other prophets. They killed. Like give all praise to the Heavenly Father. Kahalam no Yahweh. Bashum Mashat Yosha. KLT. Follow me, I am the leader. Stepping on them like I'm coming for freedom. Marching on them for them starving, tell me who gon' feed them. They won't walk over X when you need them. Black Panther, no Disney movie. We gon' walk them down with them eagles. Free them. They say what they like it's flattery. I speak the truth in this prophecy. Stay strapped with that sword in the eye to be. Like Moses, son, so look, come follow me. Long way from that store where them pilots be. I had that row and no total, no bother me. Sitting at the top, going happily. I ain't the one coming follow me. Running the game so long in the breezer. Strikes on my back like they beat them. Gotta stay strong, you must finish my weed. Gotta stay on like that switch up that light when they see me. I'm the ready in the game, so you better take it easy. Stepping on my toes, you don't really wanna see me. They hit it, then they gone Houdini. Trying to make me sin, rubbing on my neck, I'm pop by like a genius. Still on my grind, you know we break. Running it back and I call it that replay. I wanted it back, they on my back. They don't wanna balance that swim, what we say.